Welcome to Gracious George Podcast. My new podcast features the topics of spirituality, divine love, blessings, and how divine providence lead us to where we need to be in life. As a Mauritian, being raised on a small island in the Indian Ocean east of Africa called Mauritius, I grew up in cultural diversity. I have African, European, and Indian descent, and I speak Mauritian Creole, French, English, Bhojpuri, and Hindi fluently. Initially on the path to priesthood, my life took a turn. As I followed my heart, I learned the love that was meant for me by walking with Jesus. My experience toward divine love has been an incredible journey, and I have written a book about my life when I turned to a greater love in life. It's called The Jesuit Who Changed Paths, and it will be available in April 2021. You can follow along by finding me on my Facebook page at George's forthcoming book. In this podcast, I'm sharing my experience with you, and I welcome your conversation and interaction on this subject. Today, we welcome Monisola Akinyemi, an old friend of mine. Moni, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, George. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. Can you tell us a little about yourself, Moni?
So, my name is Monisola Akinyemi. I'm, I would call myself the administrator, stroke HR practitioner. Um, I have plus 10 years experience in that regard, in that field, in human resources and administration. But I'm also a graduate of French and Spanish from the University of Leicester many eons ago, or eons ago rather. And obviously, I have a master's in human resource management, which is how we met. I would also call myself a business woman because I'm into over the years I've done different things from owning a food delivery business to a smoothie business to all sorts. But right now I'm currently in the business area of running a virtual and serviced office business in Lagos, Nigeria. And then I've also just started up an accessories business with my mom. So delving into the e-commerce world, selling turbans, headbands, and all those sorts of hair accessories. And alongside that, I'm also married with 3 children. So busy times at the moment.
Moni, can you tell us how we met and what was your impression of me?
So as I mentioned previously, we met on the Human Resource Management Master's course in Middlesex University in London. That was in 2007, I believe. And I think when I think of you, George, the words that spring to mind are French-speaking gentle giant.
You said you are in London now. Uh, why would someone visit London?
Yes.
Is there something particularly beautiful to visit there in London?
I mean, from a tourist point of view, there are many things or many places to visit, many sites to visit in London. You have obviously the famous Buckingham Palace. You know, a lot of people are into the royal family, so those such places are very they attract quite a number of people. Then you have other places like Madame Tussauds, where you have the waxworks of notable figures in history, past and present. You have so many sites. I mean, even myself, having been in and out of the UK since secondary school, GCSE level, there's so many places in the UK that I haven't visited that I need to discover or uncover rather. So yeah, there's lots of sights and sounds in the UK.
Can you tell us about the things that brings you happiness in life?
So I would say joyous moments or things that cause me to be joyful would be, when I'm praising and worshiping God, when I'm dancing, to gospel music, um, when I'm spending time with loved ones, friends, family. I love to laugh, so in the company of people that make me laugh. When I'm eating good food, going shopping, dining, watching a nice movie, going on holiday, going to weddings. Yeah, so things like that.
So, what do you practice to maintain happiness in your life?
I mean, the first and foremost would be in being in the presence of God. So praise and worship would be number one. In terms of where if I'm feeling low, for example, keeping that joy, trying to or find that joy. Yeah, it would be that, or maybe listening to like a sermon, a word that can lift my spirits.
Can you tell us about people, places, events that have had an impact on your life?
In terms of people, I think they would, well, people and places, I would say they're linked because I just think through the trajectory of my life, different people that I've met or certain people that I've met and that are still in my life today. Um, Aside from obviously my family, which is my mom, number one important person that's had an impact in my life. My husband, who I've obviously met in later years of my life. Obviously, my mom gave birth to me, so she's been the number one from the beginning of my life. And then maybe certain friends. For example, I have a friend that we will both be the only Nigerian girls, black girls, I believe, on our French and Spanish course in university, and we're friends till date. So she's had an impact, and continues to have an impact in my life. So yeah, there's just many things, too many things to mention, sort of.
What is your favorite place to visit for peace and serenity?
Mm. I can't really say I have a place right now because I mean somebody's always around me, or I haven't really had that chance to be able to go. Say I could go off to this particular place by myself, unless I don't think you can count running into the bathroom, um, or locking myself in the bedroom so that I can get 5 minutes away from the children. But yeah, in terms of like a specific place, no, I haven't discovered that yet.
When you were talking about people, places, events that have had impact in your life, you said number one is spirituality. Can you tell us a little more about the impact of religion and spirituality on your life?
Um, I mean, when you talk about religion, it can be quite one can be quite vague or can bring in different things into it. So I like to go straight to the point. Jesus Christ has been and will always be the constant in my life. Um, I mean, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that my life has been ordered by God and continues to be ordered by God. So it's important for me to first of all, I thank God that I found salvation, which was obviously through the example of my mom, and so I found salvation, and I thank God that I'm in line with, well, try as much as possible to be in line with the Word of God and to live my life in a way that's pleasing to Him. And it's important for me to be in His will because outside of His will is not basically you're just on a crash collision course, or however however that term is phrased. So yeah, it's very important for me and me and my household to serve the Lord.
Thank you, Moni. You have been speaking also about your family. Of course, you are saying how it's a hectic life to look after three children. Can you tell us a little more about your family and the joy that they bring to you in your life?
Yeah, so happily married to my husband Deji, and we clocked 10 years this year. So it's like, wow, time flies. And we
Congratulations.
have three children under the age of six. Thank you. Two boys and a girl. The first two are boys, age 6 and 3, and then a girl, she's 20 months. So, I mean, as I said, it's three children under the age of six is busy.com. But yeah, thank God for my husband. I try to follow him as he follows Christ, apart from maybe when I'm arguing with him, as he would say. Um, but but yeah, just try to find the joy in different at different opportunities and different times. Yeah. So yeah.
Moni, it has been a pleasure talking to you. As I mentioned earlier, I have written a book which will be coming out in April. You can have more information on that when you go to my Facebook page, George's forthcoming book at George Gracieuse. And I wish you all the very best in your life, in your career, in your personal life, in your family life. Thank you.
Thank you, George.